Recording.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sobersville podcast. My name is Jake Howard.
Woo!
I go by DJ Swirl.
Chocolate
Mhm.
and vanilla swirl.
What's up, everybody?
And before we get started, Christ, we got a shout out to Royalty Nutrition, and to help me out with that, always here he is, Warhorse.
Hey, it's Warhorse. Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay. If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Royalty Nutrition is a veteran-owned and operated supplement company that doesn't automatically go to use the cheapest ingredients possible while making their supplements to help you achieve your fitness goals. Check them out and use the discount code 37HAKE to save you 15% on your entire order. My next shout out of the evening would be to Gorilla Gains. That's Gorilla-Gains with a Z.com. They are a fitness apparel company that you can wear comfortably in and out of the gym. They also make great equipment that helps keep you safe while you train. Check them out. Use the discount code JAKE15 to save you 15% on that order as well. My last shout out of the evening will be to me. That's right. Patreon.com/HakeJower. Check out my training logs, blog entries, and my once a month solo show, Hake Rants. Support your boy, DJ Swirl. Tell them about the Buy to Buy Empire.
Yeah.
They say teamwork makes the dream work, but what about the nightmare? From your landlord to your dashboard, sometimes life don't play fair. If you lack time, got a bad spine, we're here to support you, giving peace of mind from the time you buy until we say goodbye. 602-345-0472 buy to buy. 602-345-0472 buy to buy.
That's right, fast, friendly, on-demand moving, delivery, staging, TV mounting, and assembly. That is buy to buy at BUYTOBYE everywhere you are. What you see here is Buy to Buy Studios. This is high quality, low stress, always remote controlled. We help you out with your social presence, whether that is simple reels, stories, and posts, all the way to full-fledged live streams.
Yeah.
So hit us up at buytobuy.com/studios. In terms of Buy to Buy, we are focusing the first quarter this year on our vendor relationships, specifically with staging. We are now offering virtual tours of the spaces that we help stage. So if you've already got a website that has static pictures, that is not very flashy, this is a very simple and effective way to allow your people, your clients, to stop by the space. It's a 24-hour open house that allows them to come and tour it before they actually show up, so they know what they're getting into, so they can give you it's the difference between a cold call and a warm greeting. So check us out at buytobuy.com, at buytobuy everywhere you are. Jake, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, you caught me off guard there. I was getting some quick social medias done.
Look at you cheating. Look at you.
Cheating? No. I'm just normally faster than this.
Mm.
There we go. There we go. Anyway. Oh man. No, so it was a pretty interesting week. Did I talk about last time we talked about my infected toe?
Yes.
Okay, so my toe finally started to feel better.
Yeah.
So I'm back to training, which is great. Feels nice. Is great. I was walking into work on Friday, and there was a lady and her sons walking into the checkout, and she looked really, really familiar. Just really, really familiar. We locked eyes. She kind of gave me the like, I know you, and I was like, maybe, and I kept walking, like, and so I was thinking about it and thinking about the whole shift, and I was like, oh my god, that's Kayla Fussner. So I get on Instagram and I say, hey, did I see you in Queen Creek today? And I look at her feed, and it's her and her kids and her husband all around here. And I went, wild. And here's why that's wild, ladies and gentlemen. We went to high school together in Washington, Illinois, 4 billion and 6 years ago. And
So you didn't say
when
anything to her when you saw her?
no, because it was like we both had like, and it was just like
You had to
I
stare
made
down.
no, well, yeah, but and I also have one of those faces, like I look like a generic white guy that it's
Sure.
so
But
oh,
that
I
wasn't
thought
enough
you
to
were
go
Bill's.
like, I think I know you. Why do you look
No,
familiar?
because oh, aren't you Bill's cousin? And I'm like, who the fuck's Bill? But I was back there thinking about it, and I'm like, oh shit. So, oh yeah, that was me. We live out here now. Oh, cool.
So you said you went to high school together?
Went to high school with her back in Washington, Illinois.
What was your what was your status back then? You just acquaintances? Were you cool?
I mean, like, I don't think I was ever like probably acquaintances. Like she ran in a more less loud crowd.
Okay.
Um, her dad, her dad was a one of the town cops.
Low key for sure.
So so I mean, I don't think we've ever had an unpleasant interaction ever.
But how did you how what what about her specifically did you remember that triggered that even allowed you to remember who she was?
No, I mean like our school really wasn't that big. So like you
Sure.
saw everybody repeatedly throughout the day for at minimum 4 years.
Yep.
And I think she was in Travis's class, so he graduated a year after me. But so I mean, like I recognized her, except she's an adult now. Like 'cause I don't think I've seen her since I
Since high
left
school?
Illinois the first time. Yeah.
Wow. So how much of a drunkard were you at that point?
Oh,
Or were
just the
you?
weekends.
Just the weekends.
Just
Okay.
just a weekend. Just a weekend warrior.
Weekend warrior. Normal stuff. Okay. And so your sobriety, she has no idea you're not telling her about it, like, or that's something you wouldn't
We
discuss. Like, would you
well,
say, oh, check out my show?
when we were catching up, she's like, "Well, what have you been up to?" And I gave her just like a quick rundown.
Gotcha.
Um, oh, hey, congratulations on being sober. No, thanks. But yeah, I mean, she's married to a police officer. They live out here. She does. She hang on. Let me find it. She works at a wellness clinic that does. Let's see. Yeah, she's working. She works for a wellness clinic. She helped her friend open. Her friend does obesity medicine. She does the IV vitamins and stuff like that, and they do cosmetic injections, and they're working on peptide and TRT therapies,
Gotcha.
which is pretty fucking rad. And I was like, I might need your business. What a small world.
Uh-huh.
Because I'd rather go see someone that like is competent, and also we went to school together, kind of thing.
Right, right, right. So she's in medicine then.
Yeah.
Do you know, did you speak or did you communicate enough to where you got an idea of what her qualifications are?
No.
When did this episode with your other friend happen? Was it before or after you spoke with her?
That was after.
Okay, because I was curious what her opinion would be on that.
Um, with my friend in Florence.
Whatever we were talking about earlier.
So, see, I don't know how. All right, so I have to tell that story first.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, she is someone who is in medicine, in wellness. So, based off of your reaction to the news, to the experience, it sounds like she would be someone who would be able to give you at least a different, if not insight, a different angle for the emotion
Yeah,
you felt.
I think because it's yeah, maybe that'd be worth a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about it honestly.
Because I can't give you my both of my parents are in medicine, but that doesn't give me any credence or any qualifications to speak on that. I mean, I had my own heart situation, so I can relate in that sense. But like, just the idea that because when that happened to me, my mom was upset, super upset, and like she's I got her on speakerphone, and she's running her mouth. I'm just like, Mom. And again, a decision I made is what led to that consequence. But it's like, anyway. So the idea is speaking with someone who just has the ability to relate in some fashion to the exceptional nature of what added to your long week.
Well, so I think that I'm gonna call my buddy Bryce up in Flagstaff because he's well he was one of my senior Marines. I think we've talked about Bryce before, and then he's been a nurse for the last long ass time, and then I think because I know he won't bullshit either. Like here's how it is. Hit me with it, and I'll just be able to say thank you for the information, and I'll move on. Didn't really need it.
Sure. So, alluding to what we spoke on earlier, when in the week did this happen? Today's Tuesday.
Friday night.
Okay. So you've been stewing. Okay, because your post was what? Was that Friday night?
That was Saturday after I woke up.
So even after you slept on it, you were like, I feel some type of way about this.
Yeah, because I think looking back on it, I'm more confused than anything.
The math is not mathing.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Sure.
I think I'm really more confused um, as to how my friend didn't get a room with and get like an actual doctor to come talk to her.
What you gave the information you gave me in terms of what happened. It sounds like something I would see on one of the shows that we watch.
Yeah.
Something in an exceptional nature to where it's either one over they're going above and beyond, run a gamut of tests to rule everything out, or it is the theme of that episode tends to be either that or the patient is reluctant to go through the gamut, and so they want to get out of there as quick as possible, even though they're having these things that they can't pinpoint, right? And so
Mhm.
they'll randomly start coughing up blood, or something that happens to where it makes you curious about the healthcare system because they frame it on the show as the doctors and the nurses and they're all concerned and they find a way to make to pay for it or whatever, however that
Mhm.
works in the plot of the story. But
Well, I gave you the
you can't have
quick
that
rundown
experience.
version.
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
yeah.
So go ahead and let the people know what you're talking
So
about.
So at about 8:30, so her name's Kayla too. Not this person I met from high school that now lives out in the same town I'm in.
Gotcha.
But Kayla hits me up and says, um, "Hey, just make sure I'm not dead tomorrow. I'm having way worse chest pains than normal. They gave me 5 times the dose of a it's basically a blood pressure medication at 11 today, so I could get my specific CT scan done for my heart, and I've been in pain all day and it's not stopping." I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, I'm kind of like doubled over and everything hurts. And it's kind of hard for me to breathe. I feel like I'm going to puke, but I'm not going to puke, you know?" And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to leave work and I'll see you soon." "Well, don't leave work." And I said, "No, that's not how this is going to work." Her brothers both, I'm closer to her than her brothers, like literally distance wise. And her roommate is currently overseas doing some embassy guard duty, my brother Derek. So off I go. I take a hour of my PPTO and hit the road. I get there and she's sitting in her chair at home, and you can see just like the pain and fear in her eyes. She's having like all this stuff's going on with her chest. She's having like shooting pains that are going up under her arm, and she's having feelings of impending doom, and the good stuff. Um, so she goes, "Well, I don't know what to do. Just feel my pulse." So I go over and I feel her pulse, and I can't. Her whole neck is so tight that I can't feel her pulse without like choking her. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And I say, "Go get in the car." She goes, "No, I can't. I can't afford this." And I was like, "You tough shit," because you know you're not. I'm not gonna watch this or come over here with my kids one day and you're just dead in your chair. You know what I mean? Like, not on my watch, dummy. And so I get her loaded up, drive her from Florence to Santan to the Banner Ironwood, because up until this incident, I've had pretty decent interactions with that hospital. Ruth was born there. When Christopher wasn't breathing, they took care of him right away, right after he was born. You know, and that's and her insurance covers that place, so off we go. We get there. The intake nurse sits her down. They're taking her vitals. She's like, "Oh my god, your heart rate is just out of control. I don't, your pulse is irregular." And yeah, and they do all their stuff. So they get her in there. They hook her up to the EKG. The nurse practitioner comes in, makes her explain everything. That's what's going on again. She explains her um, heart defect that went undiagnosed for a long time, and then explained her what her cardiologist told her, which is only one of her heart valves is working at 100%. And here's the medicine that her cardiologist gave her, and it's really messing with her, kind of stuff, and back and forth. And then he goes, "Okay, we'll get you in a room as soon as we can." So we get back there, and the ER rooms aren't really rooms. They're just different spots for hospital beds that are separated by sheets.
Yeah.
And
So triage.
yeah, so we're sitting back there. The one check-in nurse comes in and says, "So what's going on?" He explains it, and he's like, "Oh, you know." Interesting. What I don't, I've never heard of a doctor doing that before. Only one of your valves is working at 100%. Oh my god. Whoa. Right. And then the other guy comes in to draw her blood, and your blood is supposed to stay a liquid for a while when you draw it, and her blood immediately coagulated. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it's like your blood went from running to like a gel right away. And he was like, "Oh God, are you on any blood thinners?" And she goes, "No." He goes, "Well, I'm not your doctor, but you might want to ask about that." You know. Um, so this is all signs of something is not right in her body at all, and especially with her heart, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there and we're waiting, and then the nurse practitioner walks in and goes, "Okay, well, all your tests came back. You're 100% healthy, so we'll get you discharged." And my brain broke. I kind of had to like sit there in silence because my brain broke.
So just
So
because
that
the
was
test came back clean, her pain and the tightness in her neck, all the other symptoms were just she had to tolerate.
yeah. They probably tossed it up to like she's having an anxiety attack or something. Disregard all of her medical history that she.
And so you said that her next on purpose appointment is before the end of the month.
Yeah. Yeah. But, it was nice because I got to call her mom in Kearney, which is a small town up by the Ray Copper mine. And then, as we're sitting there, she goes, "Okay, I won't have service till I get to Superstition. See ya." So as I'm on the way of taking her back home to Florence, I had to call her and be like, "Hey, I'm taking your daughter home."
So did she have anybody there with her?
No.
Okay.
In fact, I got scared today because I went to go do chicken stuff and her truck was there. I was like, "She's supposed to be at work." Oh.
Yeah.
And I go in. She goes, "Oh, they sent me home from work because I'm sick." I went, "Okay, I'll take you being sick
And so
rather
you,
than just sitting."
how long have you said that she's known about this now?
So it's been like, I guess it's been a thing her whole life, but it's been getting worse and worse as she's 28, but it's been getting worse and worse as things go.
Yeah.
And so what I can glean from the information given to me is that because of her age, the cardiologist is kind of dragging his feet about getting certain things done and doing like certain protocol you would do with someone of an older age that is having these issues,
Yeah.
which I can understand to a point, but not like
What about her insurance?
um
Because you could want there could be the best option, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get covered for it.
right.
Doesn't mean it's still not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. So there's always levels to the remedy, whether that's a clean fix, but anything with your heart, I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to take the pseudo route. I think you want to go all in,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
You don't want to go see the Tibetan Bowl Eastern medicine doctor.
I mean, so does she have flare ups based off of her anxiety?
No. So this was all based off of they gave her the type of medication has slipped in my mind. They gave her 5 doses of it, and then she's allergic to iodine. So they gave her 5 doses of this medicine and then injected her with iodine, and her body freaked out. So on top of her heart that's already freaking out all the time anyway, they're like, have some more freak out.
So she went in and they made it worse.
Yes. Yeah. Basically what happened.
And when did the iodine conversation happen?
Because she brought it up during intake, and then she was telling her mom, at 1:30 in the morning when she rolled up at the house, and I was like, "Well, I'm here. I'll just feed the chickens." But her mom goes, "Yeah, I'm allergic to that iodine stuff." And I said, "So is your daughter. No one's told her."
She didn't know?
No. And so she goes, "So is that why I was immediately throwing up after they injected me with it?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Good Lord. What was the
Yeah.
time frame? How long were you in there?
Dude, we were there for at max an hour and a half.
Wow. Ship you in, ship you out.
Yep.
And you said you checked up.
And
You have an update on her and she's feeling better?
yeah, I saw her today. I mean, I wouldn't say she's feeling better, but she's still around.
Yeah.
You know, and I was gobsmacked is the word, because speaking from a personal out of my wayness to it. I mean, I made it from Queen Creek to Florence out to the county land where she's at in 40 minutes.
Oh, you were driving the speed limit. Okay.
Yeah. And
That's impressive.
then I sat there and assessed the situation. Get in the car, kid, because I'll call her a kid forever until I'm dead. Get in the car, kid. We're going.
There's a person I call kiddo. I don't know why I still do it. She's only like 3 years younger than me. I've known her for a long time. I call her kiddo. Probably should stop doing that.
Yeah, no, I've known her since she was like in
I
middle
can stop
school.
referring to my younger brother as my little brother. Can't do that anymore. He is an adult.
A grown whole adult.
So any tests on your sobriety this week?
That
So at what point? Like just Arthur balls of fists, balled up fists? Like how is it? How is there no definitive, one way or the other?
well, that and it's like, how am I going to release this? And also, I'd rather not deal with it.
Yep.
And yeah, I would have rather not dealt with it. But it is better to deal with it. So here I am, still sober.
Did you get a chance to check out that show Loudermilk?
I have not. I have watched some Blues Clues and Baby Shark, Little Einsteins, and Paw Patrol. That's where I've been.
You don't tap into adult material with like a ear AirPod or anything?
It is incredibly difficult to do such things
You're right. It is. It is.
with my children.
Pay attention. Yeah, yeah. No, let me stop. Let me stop myself.
And
I
then
I think I'm in season 2 now. So you got some catching up.
The girls like to literally sit on my shoulders now, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Then
the show, man, it's I think you'll like it a lot. Um I think it started 2020, 2021. Either way, there's 3 seasons now on Netflix. I don't even know if it's a Netflix show, I guess, but you know, sometimes shows wind up there. Like Suits. Suits was on USA and it was popular several years ago, and then it just got a bump when it went on Netflix. Me and my wife watched the whole thing. So like but yeah, Loudermilk is good, man. Ron Livingston is the actor from Office Space,
yes,
Peter,
yes, he is.
and so he is the lead in it, and he is the lead of the group that he takes care of, or that he's the mentor for, or the sponsor for. Um, and I just forgot his name. Shit, I'm gonna think about it as soon as I don't need to. But his roommate,
Steve Buscemi.
no, his roommate Will Sasso. Man, that came out of nowhere. Will Sasso is his roommate, and Will Sasso's hilarious, and so they play well off each other. And then he takes in a client who's like uh spoiled daughter who is rebelling and trashing her life, and so they begin um they form a bond, and he becomes her sponsor. Blah 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 blah. But there's relapses, there is challenges there. It's funny. It's funny as hell. So I think you should check it out when you get a chance. The
I'm intrigued.
the 0 times of the day that you have most days.
What do you mean? Oh, Eggland is coming about. My chickens are starting to pay rent
Okay,
finally.
very good.
The Easter egger lays her eggs where the duck lays her eggs, so those are always easy to find. You know, it's the big white one, and
Yeah.
then the large blue egg is right next to it. Still fucking wild, dude. And then one of the ones that lays like olive drab green eggs, so they're called olive eggers. She laid her first egg the other day, and then I have to find out which one of these chickens is laying brown eggs because I have to break her of being stupid. Um, she likes to lay her eggs in puddles and on the ramp into the duck pond. So they're just covered in mud and shit at all times. Except for the one time she went and used the nesting box. And she's like, no thanks, safe space. Rather lay my eggs in this chaos, thank you.
Speaking of triggers, how does the Super Bowl work with you?
How does this? What do
Is
you
that
mean?
is that any temptation at all for you?
No. I was working this year, so even if there was a chance for it to be, I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I if I'm anywhere where the Super Bowl is on, I'm watching the game. I could really care less about the libations and the snackery doos.
Yeah.
I'm there to watch the football game, so I can focus on that.
Did you say you bet it or no?
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did, and I made $150.
Now was that just the bonus or was that like your actual winnings?
That was the winning.
Okay.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, yeah, both those quarterbacks are going to throw for over 200 yards. Christian McCaffrey's definitely going to score a touchdown. Chiefs are going to win. Send it. And then I totally forgot that I placed that bet.
Even better.
And then I went to work and the game was over and I went and I was, just looking at stuff and it was like, congratulations. I was like, oh fuck, congratulations.
Oh, surprise. That's the best way to
Ha,
win.
you did it. Yeah.
So did you have multiple bets that offset, or did you just have the one and you forgot about it?
It's basically just the one that I forgot about.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My brother, I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, did you put anything on the game today?" He goes, "I have to look and see what he said." It was something to the effect of, "I don't want to. I'm embarrassed by how many bets I made," or something like that. Oh, did you bet the game at all? Yeah. I don't want to say how many bets I have that are tied to the Super Bowl. So yeah, he did a lot. I had money in my fantasy, but not in my sports book. So,
Mhm.
which is the opposite what I wanted, but um, I was in the money the whole game until 3 minutes left in the fourth, and then all of overtime. Whatever else happened, I was like, great, everybody else is scoring. So I didn't win there, but we went to the party we went to. They had squares, and my wife was one of the last to fill in, and she wound up getting 0 and 3, and so it was 10-3 in the first.
First half.
At the end of the first half, it was 10-3. Hit the field goal, and so we won $100, quarter two, and then the Chiefs scored 10 more points, so it kept the last two numbers as 0 and 3. So we won quarter three, and then we just left at the end of the third quarter because it was getting late. We wanted the girls to get ready for bed, so we didn't watch the rest of the game there. We watched it at the house, and then yeah. So they also had like prop bets that had a whole bunch of stuff. It was like how many minutes into the game before they'll show Taylor Swift, and it was like 8 or 9 minutes, and I bet over. So yeah, that was one of them, but um, I want to say there was like 20 bets that you had to get, and so I tied with two other people and split $100 prize. So we won $233
Hell yeah.
at a neighborhood Super Bowl party. I was like,
Ooh.
it's a good look. So my wife came home from school today with the envelope, and she tried to hand me money. I was like, just hang on to that. It's going to the girls either way. So I think it's funny she'll give me the $33 Super Bowl winnings. I didn't. I won by accident, but the $400 that I made at her garage sale, I never saw. All my audio equipment that she sold, I never saw anything from that. So
I think I think winning by accident is the best. Because you can like,
did you immediately try to withdraw it?
oh yeah, no, that's what I did.
That's hilarious, dude. That is
And
funny.
then I sent Brittany half.
Aw, adorbs.
Zell, baby.
Wait, you had to send it to her to a different account?
Yeah.
How
So
does that work?
I've had this Chase account open for 120 billion years.
Are you betting with her money?
No,
So why did she get
no,
half?
because I was being nice.
Oh boy.
Here, Toots, go get you something.
That's yours, champ. I
Hey,
mean, no. Listen. Don't just give her money. Spend it on her.
I did.
That's brownie points.
Oh, I got all kinds of fancy love crap I got today.
Fancy love crap. It sounds like a rock band.
Hell yeah. Would have been huge in the early 80s.
Oh. What else you want to talk about, sir?
Man,
I'm congested.
No, how about you? How's business? How's it going? What's new in your lands?
It's going good, man. Like I said, leading in, just focusing on vendor partnerships, business to business, just trying to help people, just trying to add value, and linked up with a couple of staging companies locally, and a couple of realtors, and a property management company that oversees 25 communities, valley wide. And so I've done business with all three of them multiple times in the last 2 weeks. So it's like, you know, creating those great first impressions, setting yourself in a competitive price range, and then overselling yourself to the point, or I guess just outdoing the expectations. Like, I advertise fast, friendly. So when people go, "You guys are quick," ding, leave it a smile,
Correct.
ding, like, validation, validation. So it's always good to see that with a business model heading into year five. Um, Things are finally hitting a stride with Bird, with the scooter gig, the side hustle. Um, by the end of this week, I hope to have something concrete to where I'm doing that on a consistent basis for long term, um, which has been very, very problematic since the beginning. Um, but there's bumps in every road, man. So I'm not tripping over it as long as there's payoff in the back end. It's an investment. Not every investment pays off early. So that's my poker game. Like, I haven't played poker in a long time. Sat down at a table, purposely bought in at a casino or something like that. I have not done that in a long time. I miss it. I do want to do that. Not on a tip like it was a problem, but like just the competitive nature and how I read people now, how I listen and learn from people now. That was a big part of my game. And so, but I would always have to buy back in. I would buy in for like maybe 100, $200. Everybody else at the table has 500 bucks. So I'm at a disadvantage, but I'm learning. I'm getting information. It became a it became like I would buy in for 100 bucks, have to buy in for another, leave with five. Like clockwork. And I'm like, okay, so you know what you're doing. You're pretty consistent with it. Just why do you always have to buy in early? Like, I guess I had to buy in more. I don't know. But I bought in pretty heavy with this opportunity, and I'm more than broke even, but it's like it needs to get to a point to where it is a consistent revenue stream, not just a trickle, not just a nice splash here and there. I'm looking for consistency. So vendor partnerships, uh, third partying it with them, and then the third party apps. Still taking those on as they come. And it's funny to be on these third party apps and see how little they pay people, how how high the expectation is of service. Like, I price myself the same whether you're labeled luxury or not, and you're going to get the same output whether you're luxury or not. So everybody wins when you treat everybody the same, give them all
Yep.
the same level of consideration, and neither is more happy than the other, but they're both pleased. So copy and paste, copy and paste. So still doing work with my BNI crew. All of that's leaning in. I have to follow up with one man hauling. I haven't spoken with him in 3 or 4 days now. So he's busy running around doing his thing. So just trying to make sure that I fit in where I can there. But that's more work. That's more work that's just lined up. So gotta renew the lease here at the house in April. So gotta get this bank lined up and leading right into Q2 with some good momentum. So if you are a small to medium sized business and you have your best employees or you have your best situation doing work that isn't their specialty, let us know, because that is where we are fitting in and we fit in nice. These callbacks feel great, man. I got 3 more today. Pow, pow, pow.
There you go.
Using my scheduler, not having to have a phone call. Like, it's it feels great to see something come in and have very little contact, but then the day of, you're like, we're good. Yep. See you then. Show up, knock it out. 90 minutes later, payment drops. Yes, please. Yes, please.
I'll take it.
2 weeks? No thanks. Doesn't even have to be the same day. Just soon. Soon thereafter. It feels fantastic every time. Gas pump prices, they're staying level pretty much. Low threes at this point. Staying away from the fours, nowhere near five. So thanks, Dark Biden, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Consolation prize
Whatever keeps the.
for our hard unearned taxpayer dollars helping other countries.
Yeah, whatever keeps the blood spilling in the Middle East. Not over here. Am I right?
Fucking bullshit!
What do you mean you don't support Ukraine?
What is that? What's the price tag on support? That's what I want to know.
That's fucking.
What's the price tag on support, bro? Because I saw a post earlier. No, never mind. I'm not gonna share that here. This is not the space for that. You said that you started working out again. What's how's your
It.
body? How's your body responding?
Good. I'm just getting back in the groove. I'm not trying to hot dog shit. Like,
So, in terms of your peak, where you want to be, are you going 50%, 60%? Where you at right now?
physically, I feel at 100%, but I
Nice.
know
That's
that
important.
I know that I have to keep it about 60, 65. Just because if I ran in balls to the wall, I'd already be talking about how I screwed my back up doing something stupid because I
Yep.
hadn't. It'd been like a month because we
Plus, you're
had that.
recovering from being sick.
Yeah, we had that flu run through the house, and then I got to experience your body prioritizing needs.
Right.
So like looking through this whole thing, that's fucking cool. I mean, it sucked because I was going through some shit, but it was really, but it's really cool because so we had the flu come in, and like fevers were really really high, and you're just sick sick sick, and I had this, I ran over my foot with the pallet jack, and everything was okay there. It was like healing up and fine. But then when like the moment the sickness hit, my body was like, "Fuck that toe. We don't need a toe. Kidneys are more important."
No doubt.
You know what I mean? And so it immediately went on like repairing, like protecting organs and protecting, like getting what the funk out. And that toe, I swear to God, and so I was sitting there, and like, I got to perform some minor surgeries and scrape it out and lube it back up and bandage it up tight.
Not
And
affecting your lifting at all?
oh no, I'm good. Like I'm good now. I got full range of motion in the toe. It doesn't hurt me to walk. My kids can step on my feet again, which is my favorite. So I mean, really no complaining. There's really no complaining.
I gotta give a shout out to landscapers everywhere.
Yeah.
I did my weeds at my house yesterday, and they were already not good. But then this last week and a half of rain came through and just basically Mario mushroomed it. Boop, boop, boop. So I went out and rented a weed whacker and went to town. My right arm has been on ice, literally ice on my arm, solid portion of the day. My right shoulder and my forearm, dude, from holding that thing. And I at one point I stopped and I was like, okay, you definitely need to switch hands. And I switched hands, and I was good. And then of course I'm natural right-handed, so I went back to it. And by the time I was done, I was with the same hand. I'm just like, this is gonna hurt tomorrow. Shit hurts. My back hurts. My back left, my lower left back hurts. So, Dr. Ben, Rehab Lab, Arizona, I'm coming to see you soon. Because today's what, Tuesday? Got my rec basketball league tomorrow or on Thursday. 6 o'clock game this week, not 9. So hopefully I'll have more juice. But yeah, man, just trying to stay active, stay limber.
Limber.
This work coming in, and the best part about it is the work that I've been getting lately is staging. With it being centric like that, it's
Mm-hmm.
light. It is light furniture. It is furniture that is meant to be optically pleasing, not quality and heavy. So very appreciative of that in terms of physical labor, but stairs is stairs. There's no there's no defeating gravity, bro. I don't care how light this stuff is. Up and down, up and down, up and down, take its toll.
It'll get you.
Ow.
It'll get you.
But no, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I know the next time I'm out in your neck of the woods, I'm gonna stop by and try and move some of these bars, some of this weight, see what these numbers look like.
Absolutely. I'll even clear you a path.
Yes. My wife has a barbell, and I think they're 15 pound, maybe they're 25 pounds, but she was deadlifting, and so I was like, okay, let me go and see what this looks like. I picked it up. I was like, okay, put it down, walked away. Didn't try to get crazy. Didn't try to clean it. Didn't nothing serious. Just what's this
Yeah.
feel like? Okay, this number feels pretty light. Good. That's it.
That's what I'm excited to get. I miss deadlifting.
Because my lower back is what is achy and hurts the most. So that's what I've got to start working out. And it's not even from like poor form. It's just from getting old. Getting old. I stretch so much now. Constantly moving around.
Once I started consistently wearing like belts and like knee sleeves and elbow sleeves, probably 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Back before everything started really hurting and stuff. People were like, well, why are you doing that with that weight? And I was like, because I know later
It's
this is
coming.
gonna suck. I'm gonna do this now.
Yep.
And if only I had that mindset as a young man.
We got horse
You know?
blinders on at that age, man. There's no way.
No.
We do not care what atrophy. Ha ha ha. Long term
I'll
atrophy.
never,
Ha ha ha.
I'll never die.
Especially if you're weekend warrior every just drinking, going it, then you get up and you bounce back and go to work.
God, those man, especially in the Marine Corps times.
Just imagine if you took that and instead of dumping toxins all in your body, getting very little sleep, eating like shit. Imagine if you were able to cut that just in half, and then the rest of it was you for balance. You still went to the gym. You still did this. You still did that, man. Can you imagine the shape you would be in right now?
I'd be huge.
Oh
I'd be a large man.
man, oof. My left ring finger is Fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this spot right here, the knuckle, right there on the knuckle. That
Oof.
the pain right there is not going away. No
It's because the
discoloration. It's just yeah,
the arthritis.
yeah.
It's the most wonderful time of your life.
And my thumb, my left thumb from the accident when I got hit,
Mhm.
like I'm fine right now, perfectly fine right now. But if I just get it at the right angle, dude, I stop what I'm doing. So, yep, long term. No belt's gonna save that. Can't take a BMI, or BMW coming across the corner quickly.
Shoot.
I didn't have the,
Screw you.
I didn't have the padding on. Yeah, that's what the sound effects should be. Zoom, screw you. Oh boy,
Sir. Yes,
Sir.
sir.
we're at 55 minutes.
We're at 55 minutes and it is bedtime.
It is bedtime.
We both have early morning calls.
Early.
Fucking bullshit!
Tis life.
Is what it is.
Tis life. You want to sign us off?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Sober Swole podcast. My name is Jake Howard once again.
I go by DJ Swirl.
Chocolate and vanilla swirl.
Bye.
Hey! It's Warhorse! Do you want your workouts to look like this? Or do you want your workouts to slay? When Warhorse picks his pre-workout, he wants it to slay! If you want second place, go with somebody else. If you want to be a champion, go with Royalty Nutrition!